What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Oh, looks like we're a little bit out of focus here. Let me get this right. Bear with me for 1 second. How's that looking? We good now? Check. Let's see, I'm right about there. All right, there we go. I'm just trying to get some things together here, get myself together. Tonight was a little bit more difficult to get streaming. I just got back from Bible study at church, and technically it was prayer night, but so when I just got back, I've been back for a little bit, but I had to do some more prep stuff. So we are here and we have started. It is a little bit after 9. So let's get rocking and rolling. I'm going to check the stream, make sure we're good. All right, cool. Welcome to day 3, or I guess night 3 of our editing level up series that we've been doing, our streamathon. I got some quick announcements I want to make before we get going fully. I have a Discord now that just started, so I'm pretty excited about that because I feel like that's going to be cool. It's going to be a good way to communicate with people in the community. So like, I know people ask me a lot of questions and stuff like that on videos, which is 100% fine. But if you are a person who comes to this channel a lot for information and you do, value the information that I give, you like my style and the way that I teach and, share information, I definitely think that this would be a cool way to get in, to be able to get in even better contact, faster contact with me, and a place that we can just kind of all congregate together. Those of us who are Davinci Resolve people who want to, learn more about this program, definitely consider joining the Discord. I will leave a link here. Let me go ahead and do that now, actually. Let me go ahead and grab the link for the Discord. Let me see. I think I left the link on, I made a post before, so let me grab it from that. But yeah, I think it'll be cool. I made a page I like different channels on Discord. So if you've used Discord, you know how that works. But I got different channels, like one for general chat. I want to be able to make it open for people to just be able to, people within the community just be able to communicate and things like that. If you have ideas, tips for other people, you can share as well. I have a question, like I have a specific one for Davinci Resolve question specifically, and I probably will be adding more as we go, as I get more into it and get my footing with it. But let me go ahead and leave this link for the Discord real quick. But yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be cool. I think it's going to be really cool for the IBZ community. Something that we can, stay together, communicate, and as I'm doing things and got things going on, I can communicate with you guys. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop into it. Today we're talking about, we're going to be doing basically a breakdown essentially, or kind of multiple breakdowns. I've done this before on my channel, but I'm doing, taking different projects that I've done, older projects I've done in the past, and kind of like, I say fixing them, but really what we're doing is kind of just looking at, breaking down the decisions I made when I was editing, why I made certain decisions. And we're not going to really try hard to make a lot of changes. We'll probably play with a few things, but mainly I'm just trying to show you guys the timeline, get a feel for it. And we can see if there are spots where we want to make changes and things. Oh, I see we got somebody in the Discord already. So yeah, awesome. Welcome. Matthew, shout out. Welcome to the Discord. So yeah, it's cool. We're rocking and rolling. Let me go ahead and pull up Davinci Resolve, and we'll get into this. One thing that I am noticing is that it's kind of funny when we have to reconnect. So I'll use this as an opportunity to show you guys how to link footage. Just when you go back to old footage, sometimes you're gonna have to deal with this. I've been trying to go through old hard drives and things like that to find stuff, but this is cool. We'll use it as a demonstration. So I moved the things that I use for this to a different hard drive. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. So first things first, I'm going to just click inside of the media pool and hit relink clips for bin. And I'm going to grab the things that are on the outside. I know where I moved it to, so I'm just going to go, where did I put it? Into, here we go. All right, YouTube. Here we go, right now. All right, so that's going to be filmmaking collabs, trailer mashup. I know it's in there. That's when the music, so I'm gonna hit open. And it's gonna find, it won't grab unfortunately, I wish it would, just grab everything that's in there. And even when it does a more comprehensive search, it won't. You have to really lock in sometimes to get it to, oh wait a minute, actually it did grab everything. All right, cool. It's probably because everything was in the exact same directory stacked a certain way. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes you got to go in deliberately and choose things folder by folder. Let's see, we got some comments here. We got Was Fluence, what's up? Then we got, okay, yeah, I saw you just joined the Discord, the crawl space. So you got the same image, the same icon. Said just getting into editing, your live stream just popped up. Perfect. Well, it's the perfect place to be because we are talking about editing all week, and as you can see, I have a full channel of tutorials. So if you're into Davinci Resolve, this is the spot for you. And if you're a beginner, this is the perfect place to be. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to pull up. I know I have multiple timelines. So I'm just going to start opening them up so we can see them. Yeah, this is the main one. This is the one I want, actually. All right, so I'm missing a few things. So when you're still we got most of everything in place. What I'm missing is actually my black bars that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and start trying to reconnect things here. So if you're in the situation when you're like, all right, I'm missing stuff, well, all you got to do is one thing you can do is click on in your timeline. You can right click and go find the media pool, and then in your media pool it will highlight with the red box what that specific clip is, and then you can just right click on that and hit reveal in finder. And like I said, I moved all of this stuff to a different hard drive, so I have to kind of reverse engineer this a little bit. But it says assets, video. Okay. I think I know where that is now, based on where I moved it. So let's go ahead and hit relink clips for bin. And then I'm going to look in here and see if I have it. Reference materials. No. That might be somewhere completely different now that I think about it. I might not have that at all, but I'm pretty sure I know where that came from. Let's see. Nope. Let's see. I think it's in here. What was that? That's for my different title. That's my different oh, here we go. Yeah, this is it. It should be in here. So I'm gonna hit open, and it's gonna look for the matching clips. 58 clips that I found, which is fine. We're not trying to find all of that. We were just looking for, no, we don't need to do a comprehensive search. So we got that now. Cool. All right, so we pretty much got everything in place now. And as you can see now that those black bars pop back up, because essentially it is keeping the information. It remembers what was there. It just is looking for the source media, basically. You just got to tell it where you put it, if you moved it and stuff like that. This is a trailer that I did with some of my friends, and I shot it, and obviously I did the editing for it as well. But it was just like a little concept that my friend Trey, actually, who's a writer and filmmaker himself, he does stuff on YouTube as well. We do a lot of stuff together. He actually was acting in it. He wrote it. and then we kind of worked together to, come up with the imagery and all that. But it's pretty cool. So let me see if I can get these audio files in now. The world you knew does not exist. Okay, yeah, we have some sound effects that are missing. So hopefully I have that in there so we can hear that. But yeah, this is one of those things you run into when you are working with old projects. And especially if you don't keep your things perfectly organized. And I have not, well, I have it, like I know where things are, but like I have them on old hard drives. So when I'm not really using them all the time, I don't always remember where I save stuff. So go back to just myself, YouTube breakdown. I hope it's in here. Awakening trailer. See, the music is in here, but I don't think that my sound effects are. But that's okay though. That's all right because we can grab new ones. We can go into how we would do it. So it looks like I'm just missing sound effects, which is so odd. I need to see where it said I had it saved before because I got the music in. But actually, this is perfect scenario. So we'll watch this and we'll watch it through, and then we'll go back and start adding sound effects and things. The world you knew does not exist. By divine intervention, you, like all of us, have come into the light. And in this opportunity, we can save this world from they who abused its blessing. Together, we can be more. We can be real.
I just want to go home.
Dream bigger. And as you can kind of tell, I'm not sure. Let me know how that sounds actually, because I didn't do a test on how that would sound ahead of time. But one of the things that's not working, and it's kind of a cool way to show it, is like I had a track of music going, but I have other tracks of music that were supposed to be going as well that we're not hearing. And you can definitely tell that it's missing something. Even though it's cool, sound effects add a big difference. So that's one of those things where it's like, I remember when I was editing this and put it together, it was like, it just really wasn't hitting all the way. So I knew that I needed to go through and add some sound effects and things like that. And those really help bring it to life. So we're going to try to go back and grab those. One of the other things to look at is this shot here. The world you knew is doing I have to make sure that this is stabilized, because I had to do like a lot of stabilization on this shot, because sometimes things won't just come out how you want them to perfectly. The world you knew. So let me show you. It helps a little bit. It does help, but when I was shooting it, I didn't do a good job of keeping the shot stable. The world you knew. So you can kind of see how much is shaking there. The world you knew. And it's like, okay, which, quick shot might not be a big deal, but I wanted to go ahead and throw some stabilization on it to fix it. And that's one of those things you'll kind of like, as you're editing, the footage isn't always perfect. It's ideal when it's as perfect as possible, because the program isn't always perfect in fixing things. But we have tools like stabilization over here in the inspector that we can click on to help try to smooth some of the footage out. The world you knew. And that helped a lot. I can look at it and tell that it's still not like perfect, but that definitely helped for where we were. Another thing that I decided to do, I think I may have had the idea ahead of time, but you notice how I have the black. So this video track 2, I have it disabled right now, but I'm gonna enable the video track. That was sometimes, it's like it kind of makes you, it's like I put this on to give it that widescreen feeling that you'll see, like if you're in the movie theaters, you see like the black bars on top and bottom. And that doesn't necessarily mean that your film is cinematic, but it's just kind of something that we're used to seeing. But a cool thing, a benefit of using those black bars like that is it gives you room to adjust the framing of your shots. So for example,
Not exist.
You can see the shot right here. The top is basically I moved it down because I wanted to be able to have that when I have this on here, that I'm not losing everything. So let me kind of show you what that looked like before.
Not exist.
By the time I got up, I never saw their faces. And I was like, well, that's not good. So I knew there was something I was going to have to adjust. But because I'm using this top layer that throws on these bars, I knew that I had room to move this image down, without revealing the fact that I am technically falling off the frame. And you can see here, like, that's not how you would want that to look normally, because it's supposed to look like that. You don't want there to be any black around your image, essentially. So I could do that with no problem because I knew that the black bars I was going to add here, the widescreen black bars on top and bottom, would basically compensate. So nobody knows. You guys know now because I just told you, obviously, but nobody beforehand knew. I did the same thing here. I could readjust. Sometimes it's like, all right, I want it. And this shot also was static. There was like no movement on this shot. So I had some room to play with it.
A divine intervention, you, like all of us, have.
So you see that reaction? It's like, it's just sitting there. I knew that wasn't going to work.
By divine intervention, you, like all of us, have.
I could have done it, but it just kind of, it helps to have that movement. It just adds more. It just makes it a little bit more dynamic, essentially. And I actually did the same thing on this first shot. I didn't only stabilize it, but I also put like a dynamic zoom on it to add motion. So this is the things where it's like, you don't have to just take the footage as is. You have room to play with things and to adjust it. When you're editing, that's like you're doing everything in your ability to polish it. You don't want to have to always fix problems when you're editing, but there are a lot of things you can do to add to the footage.
The world you knew.
Like, that was fine, but I wanted to be a little bit more dynamic. So
the world you knew.
It's pulling also it's pulling out a little bit too. So that kind of gives it a cool effect. Let me show you what that's looking like. This is the dynamic zoom effect, which I talked about in the stream. I think it was yesterday, maybe it was Monday's stream, but this is something I use a lot, and you can basically use it to put in a digital zoom as if you had been on set, like actually zooming your lens in or out.
The world you knew does not exist.
This shot doesn't have it, I don't think. No, yeah.
By divine intervention.
Same thing with this shot.
You, like all of us, have.
Let me turn a dynamic zoom on.
By divine intervention, you, like all of us, have.
It just adds it adds a lot, you know. And I also I slid it down because I didn't want her head to get caught.
Divine intervention, you, like all of us.
Boom.
Intervention, you, like all of us, have come into the lights.
All right, this shot, I don't think anything's happening here. Oh, I did it here too, actually. Yeah. So again, you don't have to do this, but I just knew I had a room to play with, so I was able to adjust it. And I wanted his head to be higher in the frame and not so like centered how I had it. So I could freely do that. But if you look here, and it's going to be hard to see because it's so dark, but there's the black is showing. It's coming off the frame. We don't want that. But because I'm using this here, it's covered up. Now, granted, that's not necessarily something you could use as a fix all the time. It depends on what your project is. This is a cinematic trailer, so it works for that. If you're doing I don't know, some type of commercial or something where it wouldn't make sense, like you're doing I'm trying to think of something super random. You'd be like, oh yeah, you wouldn't do that with that, like some kind of like infomercial or something. I don't know. Where it's like, yeah, that's not a scenario where you would do something like that.
And in this opportunity, we can say.
I think I did a push on this as well. Yeah, dynamic zoom. I use the heck out of dynamic zoom.
The opportunity.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If something I'm saying it doesn't make sense, or you want some clarity on something, or want me to explain how I did something, feel free to ask.
We can save this world from they.
I think I added a dynamic zoom here too. You can tell when something's on because if you go to over to your inspector, if you adjusted it, like it'll be clicked off or clicked on, and when it's red is on, and when it's like grayed out like that is off.
Save this world from they who abused its blessing.
Okay, so here, cool effect I did like a time, like a speed ramp essentially.
Abused its blessing.
So the shot originally, let me go ahead and pull that up for you so you can see what it does. Find a media pool, and we'll just look at the original shot.
Dang, nope.
That was actually good.
So you see, it
Mean mug when you
anything.
like.
And commit. Like, I need you to plant yourself and stop.
Yeah.
All right, I got a comment from Matthew. Good evening. Good evening to you
for
as well.
One last one. Try to keep your back straight. Yeah.
So this is the section that I used. So you see, that's how it was. But again, I think I put it before while we were shooting it. I probably knew I would do something like that because it's easier to shoot it like static like that when you don't have like all the gear you need. But anyway, when I came into the editing, I was like, well, I can't just let it sit there like that. That's not really dynamic. You know, it doesn't really fit. This is like an action type of trailer, so I need some more motion. I need more happening. So
Abused its blessing.
that's how I did
Abused its blessing.
that zoom in like that. And I think I did that with dynamic zoom again, probably. Yep. So basically the green is where it starts at and the red is where it ends at. So if you swap it or something, let me just hit swap so you can see it. I just swapped it. So now the red is here. So it would start small and then get bigger. So I'll play it so you can see it.
Abused its blessing.
So, you know.
Abused its blessing.
That actually doesn't look too bad. It also didn't look bad either. But that wasn't. I mean, that could have worked, but we wanted to zoom in. And I remember we were using. We had a reference. We were looking at other trailers, and we kind of like mashed up the different trailers, and we're copying the shots that they did. So I think the shot was like someone was doing a pose, and then it zoomed in on them. So that's why we did that. But you see, it's pretty believable, honestly, for the fact that it wasn't actually shot that way. Davinci Resolve with a dynamic zoom does a pretty good job of making it believable. It's kind of digital.
Abused its blessing.
And I also did a ease in and out option instead of leaving it linear to make it feel more natural and organic. Now, looking at this in hindsight, something that I probably would do differently now than I did here is instead of using dynamic zoom to do that, I probably would have done a zoom blur effect. Because when I'm looking at this is, yes, I like the
Abused
move
its blessing.
and how it goes, but the problem is, let me slow down and play back a little. Let me bring this down to half. I'm gonna knock the quality down a little bit just so it plays better.
Abused its blessing. Abused.
Like I'm really, really. Oh, let me also render that little section. I think it needs to be rendered again. If that's even what it needs to do. I guess it doesn't really need to do that. Anyways,
Abused its blessing.
it's fine, but I realized it would be even better if there was like some blur happening. Like it looks good. It honestly really does, and it really sells pretty well. And I think it's because I did like a speed ramp on it that helps it for sure. But what I'm going to do is actually copy this, and I want to compare and contrast it. We just throw it over here. It's fine. I want to compare and contrast it, and you guys can see it too, and give me your thoughts if you think it's better or doesn't make a difference or not. But so we got that. That's how it currently is. But I'm going to actually turn off dynamic zoom. I'm going to keep the speed around because I like that. And instead of doing it that way, I have another way I can do. This is how I would do this today. Like, I don't know why I didn't do it when I did the editing back then. This was a few years ago. So maybe I didn't know about this, but one of my favorite effects to use is actually called the transform. And I don't know why I don't have it in my favorites, actually. I use it a lot, so I should have it in my favorites. But we'll come over to Open Effects. Oh, no, it's not Open Effects. It's Generators. Wait a minute. Is it Open Effects? Yeah, it is Open Effects. Come over to Open Effects, type in Transform, and I'm just going to actually save this because I should have been done this as a favorite. So all I got to do is click on the star, and then it will show up in my favorites panel over here. On the side, you see favorites, and when you click on favorites, it shows you everything you have saved. So it pops up right here. This is what I want. I'm just going to drag and drop it onto this clip. And what I'm going to do is look at where this ends and kind of like, get an idea of that. I actually have another way. This is what we're going to do. That's the ending frame. I'm going to get the ending frame. Get rid of that. Pull it back one frame. Basically, what I'm going to do is just use this as the reference. Oh, I can't do that. I just realized I wasn't that because it's going to throw that off. That's fine. All I'm going to do is go to composite, or I'm going to my transform under video. I'm going to inspector, and under video, you go to composite and you have opacity. I'm going to pull that opacity down, just so that way I can line it up with this new effect. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and disable this so it's not in the way. All right, so when you add an effect, you will see that this effects icon will light up. And when you click on that, it's going to take you to what effects you have added. And for at video effects, this will also happen if you add like an audio effect as well. All right, so what I want to do is you have these sliders as position controls. We're going to look at that first, and we'll mess with that later. But I'm going to just kind of like line it up essentially. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on so we can see it. And I have it like somewhat transparent, so that way we can try to line it up. You want to make sure you got the correct clip that you want to make the changes to. Select it, zoom in. I think size is close. Actually, it wasn't that close. All right, so now we're just gonna play with it until we line it up perfectly, or somewhat perfect. That's pretty close right there, honestly. I mean, that's not too bad for a quick. I just threw it up there really fast. We're a little further away. So I can punch in a little bit more. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just, because I have it here, trying to get it as perfect as possible. But it does not have to be perfect. I'm just showing you how you could. If you basically, the concept is if you're trying to recreate something, this is a way you could do it. And I guess I can zoom in a little bit more still. Oh, is that further? Yeah, that one's a little bit further away. So I punched in a little bit too much in comparison. It's close enough. You can really tweak it if you want to. Let's see, we got another comment here. Says, love the stream, bro. Learning a lot. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you are learning a lot. Welcome all. I dropped, and just for people who are hopping in now, I dropped the link to my Discord in the chat. So I just made it. So basically, it's a great place to go for asking questions. Like, you definitely can leave comments and stuff like that, but I realized I didn't really have a dedicated place for people to go to, have communication and stuff like that, where I can just have a communication with you guys in one spot. So I feel like the Discord community is going to be great for that. I'm going to be adding channels on too as we go. Like right now, there's channels for there's like an announcements one where I'll be making announcements for stuff I have going on. So like, for example, I would announce events like this. Like, I'm streaming all week. I'm doing a week long streamathon. I don't normally do that. So this is a special event on the channel that I will announce stuff like that. There's a Davinci Resolve channel on there. So that way, if you have questions about Davinci Resolve, or if you want to just talk about Davinci Resolve, whatever the case may be, we can all gather there and talk. I will answer questions on there. And then I think I made another one called the Edit Suite, where it's just like, editors getting together and just chatting it up. Basically, you just talk about different tips, share ideas, ask questions. So yeah, if you have ideas and stuff like that, you can also put them in there too. Got another chat here. What's up to you as well? I like hesitate to say people's names because I do not want to mess them up. And YouTube is so weird because it's like it doesn't break up. So I don't know what's the beginning of a name to the end of a name. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, definitely check out the Discord. All right. So, okay, we got that going there. So we're pretty close. So I'm going to just go ahead and turn that off. And I think I can go ahead and delete that. I don't need it. Now what I like to do is go to essentially the end of my frame. And this is how now we're going to start our animation. So we got it lined up how we want it. We're on go back to the effects, but we have to program it. And what I'm going to do is we adjusted the X position, the Y position, and the zoom. So you click on the diamonds and they turn red. So what essentially we're doing now is recording that movement. And I'm going to go back to the beginning of the clip and I'm going to set it to start at, you can basically make it start high wherever you want it to start, but I wanted the animation to start at the beginning of the clip, but at the beginning of its resolution. So basically, if you want to set something to 0, but keep the animation you're trying to do, you just click on the name. So position X, double click, and it puts it back to 0. Position Y, double click, and it puts it back to 0. Zoom, double click, and it sets it back to 1. But where our ending spot is still there. So you can see it goes there. All right, so now let's compare and contrast the two right now. So this is with dynamic zoom, having done that. Okay, and this is one we just did. They seem pretty similar, right? Which is fine. But what I'm gonna do is basically, I see I got some comments. I'm gonna check those in a second. Do you call them comments when it's live, or we just call it chat? What we're going to do now, though, the reason why I use this particular tool effect is because it has motion blur built in. It's under animation. So then I'm just going to crank it up so that way you can see it. So I'm going to turn it off, on, but I do that so that way when it zooms, we see that motion blur. And the motion blur will pop up better too when it's like when it's fully when it moves faster. So the faster it moves, the better it is. But you can kind of see when I turned it off and on. So you see it there, how the edges kind of blur. that helps it feel even more organic. So that's why I wanted to do that. All right, let's check some comments here. Okay, yeah, you said I can just say Ro. Awesome. Let's see. Ro says I shoot music videos too, bro. Yeah, what are you breaking down right now? So I'm breaking it down a old trailer that I did. This was a concept trailer me and some of my friends did. And essentially what we're supposed to be going through multiple of my old projects, but I've been getting hung up on just this one, so I might not do that many. But basically I'm just going through, seeing things I could have done better on old projects and just breaking down my thought process and stuff like that. That's dope. You shoot music videos. I don't do it as much as I used to, but that's honestly how I got started with Davinci Resolve, was shooting music videos. So that's legit. You should make those Davinci for noob shorts like Daniel Battelle. Daniel Battelle be killing it, and I 100% agree. I don't think I would rip off his whole Davinci Resolve for noobs because he got that on lock, but I can see doing something similar. There's some other channels that do that as well. I think there's one called Davinci Resolve Edits or something, and they only do shorts. I just like to go detailed into things, so that's why I like doing this live stream format. I do shorts as well too, though, so I do have shorts on my channel, but I agree. I probably will try to do more of those. Shout out to Quiverful Productions, my bro Will over there at Quiverful Productions. So yeah, we are breaking stuff down. But yeah, so comparing these two, so this one is fine, but I notice now compared to this, it's so subtle, but there's like that motion blur happening, Let me put my playback back up. I turned it down before. So yeah, you can really see, if I step through it, look at the edges, the motion blur happening, and then we don't have that here. It still look cool, but it's just something about having that extra motion blur just adds so much more to it. And you add a nice little whoosh sound effect, and you be golden. So yeah, shot by shot. Did the same kind of thing here.
Together.
It's a slight zoom in, nothing crazy. A slight zoom from is there a dynamic zoom happening on this?
Together.
I think I may have actually did that one in camera. Now that I think about it. Did I? Nah, I didn't. Okay, yeah, nah. I wasn't doing that. I was like, I'm gonna get that in post. Dynamic zoom is just so legit. It just feels so
together.
Natural. I can see my computer struggling. I'm working on getting a new one.
Used its blessing. Together, we.
See, it's so crazy too, because this stuff looks cool, but the sound effects make such a big difference. So I want to see, I thought I had the sound effects here, but I guess I didn't grab those. Another comment. Oh, shout out Jalen and Casey with the wave emoji. Sword Clash. What does this tell me? All right, we're going to try this again, because these sound effects definitely help to sell this. And that's one of the big things. It's like, yeah, when there's no sound effect, it's just not doing it. I remember where I got these from, so I might see if I can try to find them. But if not, I'm not going to hold us up on that. We can move on. Let's see another comment. Ham said, those shorts be going hard, bro, with the perfect title. Sometimes I'm just trying to find one specific thing while editing and watching a full video does not work. No, I feel you. I do the same thing, especially like if it's something specific I know I'm looking for, I'm with you. But yeah, Daniel Battelle be doing this thing for sure. And I feel like he touches literally, I'm like, this man hits everything. Like, he don't miss nothing. SFX. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I think I might know where this is. Relink. Like I said, this is an old project, so I was trying to pull things in, and I sometimes things don't always come over like you want them to. I think that some of those might do a more comprehensive search. No. Okay, no, that wasn't it. So is that Natural Thunder? Natural Thunder's in there? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to see if I can get that in. But yeah, if you run into a situation like this where you need to relink media, this is how you would go about doing it. Let's just try it from here. Yeah, no, I don't think that's the right folder. Let me see where this one is. B2 SFX. Oh, yeah, it's probably not that one. That's so weird though. It should, because I found everything else. I don't know why that wouldn't be there. That's really weird to me. But it's not a big deal. We'll have to do maybe we can do a follow up to this one day. But yeah, essentially that's some, breaking down what I got going on with the audio. This is the music track. Have a nice little voiceover going. I split them up by track. So that's the music. And then the voiceover pops in. So that's why I did this crossfade to kind of like bring it down. You don't have to use a crossfade to do it, but it was a dramatic fall off instead of doing keyframes or something. Got some more comments. Ham says, so if you do them in small parts, it would help a lot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He touches literally everything. He does. And then I have this thunder sound effect. So I'm so mad my sound effects are not coming through right now. But I layer them so that way I can I try to keep everything on some. So the voiceovers were here and here, and the sound effects and music I will put on stereo tracks so that way I have all my stereo.
The world you knew
surround sound stuff going on
does not exist.
So VO.
The world you knew does not exist.
And what was this one? I don't know what that was there for. Because that's nothing happened on those tracks.
You, like all of us, have come into the light. And in this opportunity, we can save this world from they who abused its blessing. Together, we can be more. We can be real.
I just want to go home.
Dream bigger.
And this is a very low key timeline. Timelines can get so crazy sometimes. All right, so I think that's good enough. That's good enough for that. So yeah, I see to show you the full thing. Let me full screen it for you guys.
The world you knew
You know how the audio sounds too.
does not exist. By divine intervention, you, like all of us, have come into the light. And in this opportunity, we can save this world from they who abused its blessing. Together, we can be more. We can be real.
I just want to go home.
Dream bigger.
The Awakened, which is unfortunately not actually a for real project. It's just something we did for fun. I really do want to know what I did with that, but okay, let's actually. So we did that. I'm gonna hit another one real quick. We don't have that much time because the stream isn't super long, but we will be streaming again tomorrow. Let's hit I'm gonna do a little bit of color. So let's hit this other one real quick. If you guys want to see more of that, and let me know, because I can go in more detail, and we can even do more of the sound effects and stuff like that once I find it. Here we go. This was a cool, fun one I did with my wife. Again, older one. Now this doesn't have any music to it, but we're gonna adjust that. We're gonna actually try to see if we can find something real quick. This doesn't have any music because when I made it specifically for social media. So I made it with the intent. Oh, this is funny. This is showing up with the old setup. Why is it doing it like that? That's interesting. It didn't have any oh, that's why. Okay. It didn't have any music because I was made it specifically for social media. And basically the concept here, I just had this idea for some visuals, and I called it the Dark Warrior. And essentially, I remember I was looking on Pinterest and got some inspiration from something, and I probably should have pulled that inspiration up if I could have found it, but that's all right. But essentially, I remember like this is like 2022 or something like that, and on TikTok, like certain sounds are super popular, and like Doom was super popular at the time, and stuff like that. So I did like a mashup between Dune and Star Wars. That was the vibe I was going for. So I was like, if you took Dune and put it in Star Wars, so I used a Dune soundtrack underneath of this, and that's why it's no music. So I just grabbed it from TikTok and put it up there. But basically, I just did a bunch of different shots of her, and I'll just play it through so you can see it. Okay, the color is gonna be cranking this thing down. So I have a haze, a fog machine. So we just put a bunch of haze in our apartment, and then just her come walking up out of the shadows. I got a shot of a light that I faked to be like it was a lightsaber, and then she's pulling it up, and then it was cool because she came up with I was like, yeah, you need to have like you're like one of the Dune Sand people basically. So we got like a little scarf and wrapped it around, and she actually went in and did like her makeup, which I thought was dope. She had like this little lines on her, and this little like jewels and beads she put in her hair to try to make herself look like she was like one of like the, I don't know what you call them, but the sand, the people who be in the sand in Dune, whatever you call them. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you've seen Dune. But yeah, these shots were pretty fun. I'm gonna grab the let me really quickly grab the finished version of it so that way you guys can actually see it play. And then I'm gonna try to like tweak some different things differently with color that I would do different. And I might even see if I can find a track of music really fast. Where did I put this? Bear with me, y'all. I'm still getting used to the live streaming, talking and doing stuff at the same time. Breakdown. Here we go. I literally have a whole list of projects that I'm supposed to be going through, but I don't think we're gonna get to them all. But it's cool. There was not like a specific, I had to do a certain way type thing. All right, here we go. So now we can actually watch it. Let me full screen it so you guys can see it. And I'm not mad at the color. We did slow-mo as well. But I'm just looking at it and I'm like, well, the colors are intentional because I used the light. I lit it a certain way. But I'm like, I think I can do some different things with it. It had a little swipe in front. So it was cool. It was fun. It was it's on TikTok somewhere or Instagram or something like that. But first things first, let's see if we can find us a cool track of music. Let me actually go ahead. We can do that together. I think that'll be fine. All right, let me go ahead and go to I have used a lot of different music sites and stuff, but I'm gonna go to Epidemic Sound. What? Why is my password not working? Maybe if I slow down and actually type like I'm supposed to type, it'll work. Oh, that is not working. I gotta reset that or something. I gotta find it. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna use a different site. We'll keep it simple. I'm gonna keep this moving. All right, we're gonna see. So this is actually a free site you guys want to use. They got cool stuff sometimes. It depends. It can be hit or miss, but you can use for audio. It's called Pixabay. Y'all might already know about it. So we got some comments. See, says that one's hard too. It's 4 a.m. here, so I'm gonna head out. I'll check in tomorrow. What time you say? Oh yeah, no problem. Thanks for showing up. Dang, it's 4:00. Where are you watching from? It's 4:00. So basically my time. Tomorrow I'll start streaming at 9, I believe. No. Tomorrow's Thursday, so I'm gonna start streaming at 7. I'm gonna make a post about it in the Discord too. So if you join the Discord, you can stay up with me, and I'll make sure I put the information. But I should start streaming at 7. But yeah, the link to the Discord is at the top of the chat. So if you scroll up, you can see it. And thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Thanks for engaging and being in the comments. All right, so this is I gotta show you show my screen again. All right, so this is Pixabay, and they do music. Yes, they do photos, illustrations, vectors, videos, and music and sound effects. So before I got Epidemic Sound, this is where I would get a lot of my music and sound effects from. And sometimes you can find some stuff. It's like, free to use. And I usually try to find the ones that are like completely royalty free and don't, so I don't get flagged for them. But we're just going to look for something. Let's see what they got. Type in. It's a epic Hollywood trailer. This stuff can work. I'm trying to find something that's like, let me say like sci-fi epic. Definitely that would be that'll give us a little bit better. Yeah, we're getting in a better zone here. That's awesome. Well, thank you. Shout out to Amsterdam. Thank you for watching at 4 a.m. Yep. Oh, Michaela. Shout out. My wife is in the chat. Yeah, international. Love it. That's dope. We going international. Epic sci-fi. This might be the one. Okay, yeah. It's gonna be over the top, but I can make it work. Interstellar Adventure. All right, I'm gonna download. Is it this one? So I don't love it because I have a certain sound I'm looking for. It's like almost like this eerie, like it's sci-fi-ish, but almost like this mysterious type vibe, and not so like upbeat, like adventurous. It's more of like oh shoot. This is the thing that's always tough with music, especially when you're trying to find like stock music, or it's like finding the right tone for what you're trying to do can be tricky. So you gotta like I sometimes spend hours finding the right music when I'm editing, because it's such a big part of the process for sure. So you gotta really like lock in on that sometimes, and you gotta kind of work with what you got, but the music really really sells it. That could work. Let me see. And when I'm listening to music, I'm listening to like I'm looking at the cuts in my head. I almost see something kind of like, if y'all ever play Mass Effect, like the main theme of Mass Effect is like do 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 do. It's almost like this like techno type. That's actually techno-ish, but I don't think that's exactly what I want. That's actually very close to the theme of Mass Effect. There's some stuff up here sometimes. You can't sleep on it. But it's like I wanted to ramp up a little bit more, but that's cool. Like I said, we could spend hours just on this. You gotta find a thing that has the right tone. It's like this mix between epic and mysterious. Then if you want some sound effects or something like that, you can type that in, like some whooshes and stuff like that. But for right now, let's go ahead and go back to Davinci Resolve, and let's try out some of that music and see what we're looking like. I'm gonna add a new bin here for music. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so the stream was only supposed to be an hour long, so we will be coming to an end here soon. I'm just going to try to drop this in here and see what we got. All right, so I'm not mad at that. I'm going through quickly so I can listen to the different moments of the music. Oops. I love how that starts. I might end up going with that. It's too epic though, there's not that much going on. You can use any part of a song you want to. You don't have to start with the beginning, just goes. What did this one sound like again? I might be able to mix them. They sound like they might be in the same key. I think they are. So let me grab the beginning of this. All right, so if I was to grab the beginning of this, I'm gonna hit in and out. I just want a certain part of it. Grab it. Drag it over. Then I do this so I can see it bigger. Let's see what we got. I feel like I'm in Blade Runner 2049. Bro, let me tell you, that's Blade Runner vibes too. That's my whole aesthetic, bro. Blade Runner, the OG Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 is my whole aesthetic. That's my whole, bro. Just look up, because we kind of talking about that today. If you just look up like still images of Blade Runner, bro, it's crazy. Blade Runner, the 2049 movie was dope too. So I like 2049, but the first Blade Runners, sometimes I hear people hate on it, say it's not that good. It has Harrison Ford in it. The OG Blade Runner, bro, I'm telling y'all, check that out. Okay, nah, I feel that. But I want that note hit. Boom, right there on the cut. So you want to, let me listen. So I got to do some music editing, and I'm just laughing that I'm making myself do this right now. This is literally so much of my job. I'm a documentary filmmaker full time. So I'm constantly cutting music together like this. And that's why I say you don't have to use the cut of music the way it is. You got to kind of like have some vision when you're doing this. I can stay where it is. And then I'm going to make it hit at each cut. Let me turn the playback down. Quarter. It's probably because I'm streaming too. I have to consider that. I'm streaming and my computer's struggling with it. It's so atmospheric, so it's going to be easy to kind of manipulate it without it being too much of an issue. I just do that to kind of feather it out. Yeah, that's fine. If I can just go over a little bit. And this right here, honestly, is probably what makes me love editing the most, is when you start really diving into things and manipulating it, and when stuff starts clicking. When I'm looking at like raw footage and that blank timeline, that is the worst feeling, to be honest with you. That's the worst part of the editing process for me. But once I start getting things on the timeline and start cutting it and it starts coming together, then I'm like, okay, this is why I like to do this. It was ahead of its time. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. Oh my gosh, I want to go watch that movie now. Just thinking about the imagery. Okay, so now we got to get a strong ending from the music. And yeah, so this is how I would have done this to stay on track of our topic. So I don't know how I'm going to make that fit. I might not be able to for real. Hopefully that's not too loud for y'all. Oh, I'll use that part. It's not over the top because it does get so big, which is cool, but it's too. This thing is so short, and it gets way too big too quick. So that'll be a nice little hit at the end. And I didn't get time to get sound effects in, so this also helps it a little bit. So when she does a little swipe, the swipe, it'll. Woo! We cooking. All right, let's listen. I mean, that's just super quick, super rushed. Is it too loud? If it is, just let me know. Oh, that doesn't sound funny. Effects. I heard a little bit in the music, so I would clean that up a little bit, but I think that was pretty fire, honestly, really quickly. Hopping on that thing super fast and messing with it. But from like a lighting standpoint, like a color, I think I would darken this a lot more than I did. Like, so for example, on this shot, which I don't even know if I really did anything. I guess I didn't. And I really wasn't. Oh, I did. I give myself some credit. I was like, what was I doing? Oh, I had like a little vignette, the contrast did a lot. That did some heavy lifting. Oh, okay. Really changed the color tone there too. All right. Well, I was doing a little something. Had a glow effect on. I actually like the glow effect. I don't know why I took that off. Let's get rid of that red punch. I have a whole different no tree structure now, so it wouldn't even look like that. But one thing for sure I think I would do different is just darken it up some more. Just bring it down. Oh, that's true. Now my settings are going to be off. Just kind of like mess with the gain a little bit. Like it doesn't need to be that bright. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to get this is an old project, so I'm trying to get my stuff right. Move up, pull waveform up. And I just think I would go like even heavier probably on that vignette. Instead of using this vignette, I used to draw my own vignettes a lot, but instead of doing that, I would just go in and grab the vignette that's in Davinci Resolve, because it really does add a lot of, it's pretty dramatic. You just got to shape it and stuff how you want it to be. I think it's struggling a little bit with the 9:16 aspect ratio. That's a little too harsh for me. All right, I'm not mad at that. Now I do the same thing. I would copy that over. Again, I'm running out of time, so I don't have time to really dive in. Now I want to dive in on this. So I might do that for another stream at some point. Oh, Lord, it's not going to work like that. Wait, what? Yeah, why did it do that? Hold on. Reset node. Okay. So, yeah, I got to tweak it some more. But, yes, I would do something like that. On this close-up, like, where's the one shot I had that was, like, really up in her face? Not that one. I feel like this was a good opportunity for, like, I don't know if I could just do some more stuff here, like make her stand out more for sure. And then I don't know, I could do a couple of different things with it. But yeah, this shot, I mean, I really do like how this stuff looks. I do feel like it's a little bit hot, so I would adjust that. Like I think I'd just make it overall darker now. I don't know why I was adverse to it being dark when I like to make things dark and moody. But I guess I was like, oh, I can't bring it down that much back then. But I wouldn't do it too much. I want to see the light. But like these shots can stand to come down more. You can see that on the scope too, like we were clipping. at the top there, so I can bring that down. Oh, let me put my quality back up. Let's see. No comments. But yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, looking back on this, I definitely think it was a cool little project we did. So I think I'm gonna start trying to do stuff like this again. 'Cause I used to just kind of just shoot random. If I had an idea, I would just go shoot it, and I kind of got away from doing that. But they want to get back to doing stuff like that again. But yeah, I feel like this is a spot for I can do some, like, I say I had a glow effect, but I'll probably get rid of that. Throw some halation on there. Play with that some. Threshold. Ooh, go back the other way. Actually, I'm not mad at how the glow was looking. I don't know why I turned it off. It does look pretty cool. But yeah, so there's like a lot of different things we could do. But yeah, we are at time. Tomorrow's stream will definitely be longer. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. If you have questions, you can head over to the Discord now. So, I always would tell people if you have questions, feel free to ask. And I was always like, but how am I going to make sure that the questions, that I get the questions and stuff like that. But we have the Discord. So I dropped the Discord link in the chat. So you can go to the top, click on there, go ahead and hop on over to the Discord. And you can keep up with what's going on. So I'll be doing updates and things like that, posting when the next live stream. I'll be posting the live streams. If you want to catch the live streams that were before, like from Monday and Tuesday, I linked those in there already, and I'll link this one in there as well. But thank you so much for everyone being here. We had a great engagement, great chat. Awesome. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate y'all. And I will see you, for those of you who can join us tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow at 7. Until next time, peace.